one of my reading goals for the remainder of this decade is to read every single Stephen King book ever published, but I want to do it in publication order. I just feel like that would make more sense to me. I don't know why, I just recently been obsessed with the idea of reading all of his books, because I've obviously watched a lot of movie and TV show adaptations of his books, and I've enjoyed majority of them. So I feel like I would enjoy his books. I've read a lot of his books over the years, but not a lot of them, like not the most famous ones, because I just read what was available in my library, and they don't have a large selection, because I started reading Stephen King books when I was a teenager, and they didn't. My school library obviously only had like one or two of his books, and then my local like public library again didn't have a lot of selection. The last Stephen King book I read was The Outsider, and I read that 4 years ago. I bought that. I can't find my copy of it. I've got a bookshelf opposite me, and I know it was in that bookshelf, and I can't find it. I'm like, where has it gone? I remember seeing it 6 months ago, and I know I didn't. I can't remember if I lent it to anyone. I don't know what happened. Anyways, that was the last Stephen King book I read, and I wasn't really a big fan of it. But the thing with Stephen King, right, is a lot of his books are connected to each other in some way. So I feel like I'm not going to properly enjoy it unless I've read the previous books, because it will make more sense that way. Because even if the books are not in a series, a lot of them will mention a character from another book, or a location from another book, or a storyline from another book. And I found this graph online, like a diagram, which had a list of all of his books and like lines connected to each other to say which ones are connected to which. And those lines are just going everywhere, all over the place, because most of his books are connected to each other in some way or the other. I think the last Stephen King book that I really wanted to read was Fairy Tale when that came out. But then a lot of people were saying, oh, Stephen King is not as good recently. He's not as good as he was back in the day. So it put me off. But then I realised, wait, he doesn't just write horror. Obviously, like, people that only want his horror books aren't going to enjoy his non-horror books. But, yeah, I really want to read every single one of his books. I bought a lot of his earlier works, because I haven't read most of his earlier works. So I bought I bought every book that he's published in the 80s. So I'm going to start off with the 80s. Wait, was it 80s or 70s? I can't remember. No, it was 70s. Yeah, it was the 70s. So I bought all of those books. But, yeah, I can't wait. I know it's going to take me a long time to get through it, because I'm not going to read just Stephen King, like, not exclusively Stephen King. Obviously, I would read other books in between, because I can't just read such dark material and then not want to read something light afterwards. I like to have palette cleansers in between my books, which is why I read, like, so many different genres. But yeah, I would probably be documenting this journey on my YouTube, because I never use my YouTube. Like, I used to post YouTube shorts, but then I just delete every single one of them. And yeah, so I might just post it on YouTube, not TikTok. We'll see.